Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Bluechip Data and AI Summit. Please give the person next to you a high five and say it's great to be alive. I need to hear the bah, bah, bah. Let me, but not on somebody's face, so. We will start shortly. Please, ushers, ensure everyone is seated. The ushers will guide you to your designated seats. Please make yourselves comfortable as we will commence shortly in 5 minutes. Thank you.
We started small with a simple dream. Late nights, long roads, built a stronger team. Yeah, every fall made us rise again. Step by step, we became the plan.
We became the plan.
Now we rise, now we grow.
Side by side,
We all know
this is more
than the name.
we are built
For the change,
We are Bluechip, we are one,
we are family.
we rise as one. We are Bluechip, we standing strong. One vision, one future. We are Bluechip, we are blue.
Na 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 na. 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 From the ground to the top, to the same, never stop.
Different roads, one believe what we build is for all of us. All of us.
Now we rise.
Now we rise.
It's all of us.
All of us.
Now we rise, now we grow.
Side by side,
We all know
this is more
than the name.
we are built.
For the change,
We are Bluechip, we are one, we are family. We rise as one. We are Bluechip, we stand strong. One vision, one future. We are Bluechip, we are blue.
We started small with a simple dream. Late nights, long roads, built a stronger team. Yeah, every fall made us rise again. Step by step, we became the plan.
We became the plan.
Now we rise, now we grow.
Side by side,
We all know
this is more
than the name.
we are built.
For the change,
We are Bluechip, we are one, we are family. We rise as one. We are Bluechip, we standing strong. One vision, one future. We are Bluechip, we are blue.
na 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 na. 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 From the ground to the top, to the same, never stop.
Different roads, one believe what we build is for all of us. All of us.
Now we rise.
Now we rise.
It's all of us.
All of us.
Now we rise, now we grow.
Side by side,
We all know
this is more
than the name.
we are built.
For the change,
We are Bluechip, we are one, we are family. We rise as one. We are Bluechip, we stand strong. One vision, one future. We are Bluechip, are blue chip. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. We are blue chip. We
We started small with a simple dream. Late nights, long roads, built a stronger team. Yeah, every fall made us rise again. Step by step, we became the plan.
became the plan.
Now we rise, now we grow.
Side by side,
We all know
this is more.
than the name.
We are built
For the change,
We are blue chip. We are one. We are family. We rise as one. We are blue chip. We standing strong. One vision, one future. We are blue chip. We are blue.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
They are not responding because they've not had breakfast.
No, it's because they don't like me. Let me try again. Maybe they actually like me. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, they like me.
But they like me more. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a competition. Let's move on.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be back. And this is the Bluechip Data and AI Summit for 2026. It's the third edition. If you're
Yep.
excited to be here, let's hear you make some noise. Oscar, we're in the wrong room.
We're in the wrong room.
We're in the wrong room. What's
I'm
going on?
even tempted to believe that these are AI generated because real human beings know how to scream. They know how to say, Bluechip, thank you for the third time running. So let me hear you make some noise. The future now, AI-driven transformation for Africa. But before we commence, please, we need to observe a very important protocol. Can we all rise for the first stanza of the national anthem?
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you very much. You may please be seated. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I didn't hear an amen. Oh, God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Amen. Well, it's great to be back. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And on behalf of Bluechip Technologies, we are delighted to warmly and very specially this Wednesday morning welcome you to the Bluechip Data and AI Summit 3.0.
Thank you. Who said the who? Thank you. The hashtag, of course, is Bluechip Data and AI Summit 3.0. So please feel free. You never know. We might be watching online. So you need to clock it online. Did I get that right?
You did. I mean,
Thank you.
you're Gen X, but it's okay.
I'm
You
Gen
can come
X.
to the Gen Z side. You can clock it.
And of course, the conversation today is centered around AI. We've moved from, AI has come to take our jobs, to AI is here to stay. How can you leverage on that? We have, by my calculations, over 600 years of experience in this room with the speakers, the panelists. So you're in for a very wonderful ride today.
Absolutely. And I'm excited. Well, we are excited to be back here the third year running. And you can imagine that because it's our third year Summit, we've seen the change that happened over the years, and not even in terms of size. Of course, we've grown in terms of size, the number of people who attend, but also in terms of the quality of conversations that are had every year, in terms of the ideas that become products, in terms of conversations that shape how we think, how we see things, the partnerships that have been built. Of course, we'll have a lot more conversation today, but particularly we are thankful that Bluechip Technologies does not just treat this as a calendar event every other year. It's more of a mandate to be at the forefront of Africa's most important consequential technology conversations. Things about AI, just like Oscar was saying, it's no more about, oh, AI is going to displace a lot of people. It's now us embracing the reality of AI and why we must adopt these things for the future. And that's why the theme is so crucial.
Absolutely.
The future now, not tomorrow, not next year, not next week, but right now, and how we can build an AI-driven transformation for Africa. Again, we are truly honored to serve as the Masters of Ceremony today. My name is Mojibade Shosoya. I'm a professional compere and a television presenter.
And like always, I'm with her. I am Gwemileke Oscar Oyinson. So with the pleasantries and the information and the very straight-looking faces, I'm very worried. Everybody's so serious. Please give the person next to you a high five and say, it's great to be alive. How many were here for the first summit? If you're here for the first summit, raise up your hand.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
We will soon induct you into the Hall of Fame for Bluechip Technologies because now you are part of us.
The first, good. Second.
If you were here for the second, put up the second hand. So if you were here for first and second, two hands.
Wait,
no,
so
I won't ask you to raise your leg.
Okay, I'm just checking. Second summit, let me see your hands up. Wave, wave. Okay, and this summit, this is your first time. We have a reward if this is your first time. I know they will raise up their hands.
Some people that attended first and second, once they heard reward, they said, oh, reward, okay, I'm here. Don't worry, say new beginning. New beginning. It's okay, welcome, regardless of whether you're joining for the first time. Now it sounds like church.
It sounds like church. No offering, but we are offering something fantastic. We have keynote addresses. I think we have Dr. Aristotle Olumo.
Make some noise.
Oh, come on, guys. And we have a very special woman in our midst. I will keep her out of my mouth for now, and we are going to give her a Nigerian name, and we are looking forward to her speaking on this podium in a couple of seconds. But first things first, we need to kick off with a gentleman who is no stranger to the summit because it's his baby as well. And of course, he's a technology leader with over 2 decades of experience delivering large-scale transformation projects across finance, telco, oil and gas, and the works. And he's an invaluable member of the team, and it's great to have him come up on stage to officially kick off this event.
But before he comes up, I think it's only appropriate that we celebrate and recognize the brains behind the Bluechip Technologies and these conversations that we have year on year. So please, if you would indulge us, give a resounding applause for the co-founders of Bluechip Technologies, Mr. Olumide Soyombo and Mr. Kazim Tewogbade. Give them a resounding applause. Say thank you for making
Gentlemen,
these.
you know you need to stand up.
Please rise, please rise. Thank you so much. Year on year, we're having these vital conversations, and of course, you would leave here definitely inspired and ready to transform Africa and take over the world. Oscar.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for that. For those of you who know people still on their way, send them a message. Tell them we've kicked off. There's so much to get through today, but it's going to be an impactful, a revolutionary type of summit. It's not just the talk, it's the walk. And who do we have to usher us in?
So officially now make us welcome, because we've only attempted a light welcome, the man who is fit for the job. We have the honor of inviting on stage the Chief Delivery Officer at Bluechip Technologies. Please celebrate Mr. Tokwe Ajao as he comes up stage to officially welcome us to the summit. Sustain the applause till he gets to the podium, ladies and gentlemen. He's the one who delivers it, the Chief Delivery Officer of Bluechip Technologies. Thank you so much.
Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Hello. Good morning, Africa. I said I was going to start with good morning, Lagos, but then I realized that this is for Africa. So I'm going to say it again. Good morning, Africa. I think Oscar has taken my job. Typically, the way we will say AI is going to take our job. I was going to say that if this is your first time, give a wiper, but he's done all of that. So he's saved me some time. I'm also going to move away from this podium so that I'm not tempted to say praise God. All right, good morning, Africa. We are super, super excited to welcome you to this event, the third edition. I remember the first edition, we were reaching out to a lady. She's a voice in the AI space as well. I still spoke to her yesterday. And she asked me, there's been a few events, and this was in 2023. Why are you also hosting an event? And I said to her, first, the conversation must continue. We have to keep having that conversation, but that's really not why. What we think was important at that time was to transition away from just conversation into action, transformation, innovation, and people can turn this into something valuable. And I think that to a very large extent, Bluechip is fit for that. And I think we should give ourselves a round of applause. Today is a good day for Africa. At the first edition, I think we had about 2,000 plus registration. And we had over 1,000 people seated in the room. And a lot of conversations happened. And because of the importance of academia, we had academia in the room. Because at the base of great innovation that you will see and transformation of nations is academia. So they sat with us on this podium. And a lot of things happened. Kazim will come and speak about some of the outcomes that we are beginning to see. And I'm super, super, super excited about this. When we got into the second edition, amazing. We had over 4,000 people seated in the room with over 8,000 registrations. If you want to clap, please clap. And a number of things happened also in that room. We had more sectors. We had more people coming into the conversation. Away from that, we had more people, interestingly, beginning to do things. Today is the third edition. And we are super, super, super glad that you could make it. You could have been somewhere else, but you chose to be here, not only because of the conversation, but so that you can transform. Because at the end of the day, that's probably what matters most. I'm very happy that the pioneer keynote speaker, in person of Abel, is in the room. Abel, if you're here, please just give a wiper. Can we put our hands together for her? As part of Abel's conversation, he said this is going to be something great. And I think it's become something very great. And today, for the first time, we are going to have a female keynote speaker. I think you should be excited. Oscar has helped me. We've recognized the founders of Bluechip. But I'd like us to give a round of applause to all the staff of Bluechip and everybody that's put this event together. Can we put our hands together and do better than this? Thank you very much for all that you do. I flew to a continent and I got into a meeting with a British gentleman. And he said to me that I've got your ex-staff because she had relocated into that country. He said, she had said so many things about your company and the things that you do. And I said, oh, amazing, that's great. And then he said something that stuck. He said to me, she has lived in your world and she's making impact in our world. Can we put our hands together for Bluechip Technologies? Today, we don't only have our staff, we don't only have enthusiasts, we've got our partners also in the room. Can we put our hands together for them? We don't only have our partners in the room, we have our clients, people we are solving problems for. Can we put our hands together for them as well? We don't only have those people in the room, we have our friends and families and our fathers even in the room. Can we put our hands together for them? My job is the simplest. I'm here to say, welcome. But that's not the only thing. And the last thing I'll say before I leave this stage will be, I'm sure you are here for a purpose. I'm sure you didn't only come here to be a part of the conversation. Why? There are people that were part of the conversation that have gone into action. And we will make a few announcements around that. So I'm saying that whether it's your first, whether it's your second, whether it's your third, don't leave here just like that. Live here with a commitment that I'm going to transform my world. And on that note, I will say, enjoy. Thank you very much for coming. Have a good time.
I'm sure we can do much better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, please. A round of applause to Tope Ajao. So you can see me walking towards you. DJ, there's a theme song for Bluechip. Please, can we put that up? I know it's AI, but I want to see musical talent. DJ, can we put that up? Do you have the song? All right. Listen to the lyrics. All right. Let's go. Okay. It's because it's me that they ended it. So if you've got talent, just raise up your hand. We'll have a little goodie for you.
Oscar, or let's have someone rap, come up with a rap theme song. Just
The future is yesterday if it's rap. Okay.
No, but you'll be shocked.
I will be shocked, actually. I will be shocked. Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't my co-host look absolutely scrumptious? A round of applause to Mojibade Shosanya. She's AI-driven.
I will pay you back.
With kindness. All right, are we ready for the music?
Step by step, we became the plan.
We became the plan.
Now we rise, now we grow. Side by side, we all know this is more than a name. We are built for the change. We are Bluechip.
Are we ready?
We are one.
Okay, cut.
Family.
Cut. So just let that sink in. Mo, what we got?
We will be right back. Now, we're moving very quickly this morning because we want to get on the conversations. So first, we will have a fireside chat. And it's something that I'm asking everybody to pay attention to because you will learn a lot. And this is a conversation that will definitely benefit you. It's on venture capital, artificial intelligence, and a question that a lot of people maybe have on their minds: is this a revolution or a bubble? Now, I'd like to invite on stage the moderator and his guest. The moderator is a tech entrepreneur, a business development strategist, and an angel investor. He's close to 2 decades of multi-sectoral experience building and managing businesses while investing in both high-impact projects and startups, positions him as a leading voice and valuable player within the African technology and startup space. His work is an offshoot of his understanding of the ecosystem impact inherent in strategic partnerships between tech innovators, technological entrepreneurship, and private capital. He needs no further introduction. Please join me as I make welcome on stage the co-founder at Bluechip Technologies and founder at Voltron Capital. Please celebrate Mr. Olumide Soyombo. He will be leading this conversation. And so you know that you are in for a really, really good time. His guest is someone that is so special to us at Bluechip Technologies. He's a founding partner of Ventures Platform, one of Africa's leading early-stage venture capital firms, backing the next generation of technology entrepreneurs across the African continent. He's an accomplished investor, entrepreneur, and board director. He has led investments in over 70 companies across Africa, India, and the United States, including category-defining businesses such as Spacestack, PiggyVest, Mono, and Reliance HMO. He brings extensive experience spanning venture capital, technology, finance, media, agriculture, infrastructure, and real estate. You know that he is a round peg in a round hole for this conversation. Please make welcome Mr. Kola Aino on stage. A round of applause for him. Thank you very much. And then I will hand over to our able moderator to steer the conversation on from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mojibade.
Thank you.
Hello, Africa, like Tokwe said.
Good morning, Africa.
The last time Kola and I did this, interestingly, was in this hall.
It was
That day I was 40 kg heavier. So some of you have seen my picture. I'm like, that's not me anymore. This is the new me. And there was no Zempic, in case you are wondering and want to ask.
There might have been some AI.
Maybe AI. So that's an AI image. This is the real one. We also had whiskey.
Yes, we did.
Because it was an evening. But today we're having water. But we felt that chat was very, very interesting, that we should replay some version of that chat around the AI topic. So first and foremost, Kola, how are you and how have you been up to?
It's been busy, man. I think with AI and the fears of AI taking our jobs and taking all the opportunity, I think we've all been working extra hard. But it's been an exciting time. I think particularly, I kind of wish I was starting my company or my fund today. Because I think, you know, the AI enablement that is available to people building companies today is such an unfair advantage if you're really good at leveraging it. So I'm a little jealous of people that are starting companies today. That's how I'll start.
I agree. Well, they say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time is now.
There you go.
And you can run the AI First Fund.
There you go. By the way, if you didn't catch Olumide and I's version of this chat last year, I believe it was at some other conference. We won't mention it because this is the only.
We can mention it. It's a portfolio company.
Okay, yes. It was the Tech Cabal conference. We're investors in it. You should check it out. I hope this is even more interesting and that we can learn something new.
For sure. I mean, the topic wants us to focus on AI startups, bubbles, pipeline, and profits.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, right, an AI startup is still a startup. So certain fundamentals still apply as you would have it. Yeah. So I think we should start. Interestingly, you said if you're starting a company today, it will be very, very interesting. If you're investing in an AI startup company today, what are the things you'll be looking out for?
Yeah, look, I was talking to a founder the other day, and you know, I kind of said something to him that first-time founders often focus on the product. Second-time founders focus on distribution. And I think that's how I would answer that question, that, you know, technology today, you know, particularly if you're not building like a foundational model or like an LLM, or if you're not building something that is infrastructure level, if you're building something on the application layer, I feel like it's very difficult to have a moat, right, that is sustainable long term. And I think what really separates the men from the boys is distribution, right? There are many folks, I mean, today it's never been more easier to start a company. And so when we look at pitch decks, particularly the ones that claim to be AI startups, the question we're asking ourselves is, what's the distribution? What's the go-to-market? And particularly in Africa, the question we're asking ourselves is, how deep is this segment, right? Because ultimately, you know, there are challenges around market depth in certain areas on the continent. You and I have chopped lots of cane, you know, funding startups that, you know, had great products, but just didn't have the market depth. So, I would say distribution, go to market is what we're focused on.
I think you hit the nail on the head around. I've seen many startups or many pitch decks, and then the next week, OpenAI on Claude has launched your whole business that you've been building for 4 years.
Absolutely.
We've even seen that in more mature markets. So what do you feel is the big African opportunity? You talked about not building foundational models. That problem is solved. Some people are building ChatGPT wrappers.
Yeah.
What do you think is the big opportunity in Africa in coming to play in the AI game?
So, look, I think the way we think, and you and I have had this conversation in private, so we're just having it in public. I see opportunity in 3 buckets, right? So
Okay.
I think there is a lot of opportunity at the infrastructure layer, right? And I'm talking the hard stuff, right? So compute, data centers, connectivity, all the stuff that will power, the things that some of the folks in this room are perhaps focusing on.
Okay.
I think there's incredible opportunity there, and there's some catch up we have to do there. And I know Bluechip is doing some work in that area.
Yeah.
I think when you come up to sort of the application layer, I think there are certain opportunities there, particularly around vertical AI, in segments of our sort of economy across Africa that have depths. But I think perhaps the biggest opportunity is actually building not necessarily AI first companies, but companies that are AI native or AI enabled, and are able to gain an unfair advantage, leveraging AI. And we're seeing that across our portfolio. We have a portfolio company that serves small businesses. I don't want to name the company, and this company. They have literally expanded their gross margins about, several basis points by using AI to ship content much cheaper, right? And we're seeing a real impact on the P&L that's very sustainable, right? And so I think that the greatest opportunity for existing companies is to figure out how you leverage AI to gain efficiency, or if you're starting a new company today, building that company to be AI native. I was talking to the CTO at one of our portfolio companies, and he was sharing how quickly he's able to iterate with new products and new ideas. I mean, you're not going to build a whole, maybe you can, but you're not going to build a whole company just using AI, even though there's a lot of talk around that. But I think you can actually build MVPs a lot faster, a lot cheaper today, and I think that's what makes this, for me, a cross-cutting technology opportunity.
I agree, and I think for people in the room, you and I have also discussed a lot around talent.
Yeah.
We are not going to build $1 trillion data center in this market in the next couple of years, because the funding is focused on US and developed markets. But we have something that they don't have, and that something is in the room today. How many people in this room are below 25?
I'd expect more hands up.
Some people are hiding their age. NIN is not here. How many people are below 30?
There you go.
Okay. It's the real large opportunity, right? In 2050, Nigeria is about 400 or 450 million people, median age of 20. The talent gap that is required to build even knowledge workers, to build key engineers in the market becomes very, very interesting. We invested in a company called Jada, I think they're exhibiting here, who is getting engineers in Nigeria, paying them in USD, and they are working for offshore startups. So the key thing and the key message, I guess that's why we have a lot of folks in the room, is how do people get involved? How do they build their talent? How do they build knowledge to be able to participate in this market? Any thoughts on that?
No, look, I think you nailed it on the head. I mean, it's an incredible it's an incredible sort of opportunity for us to sort of, connect our mass youthful population to the next frontier. I mean, I was speaking at an event, actually, of another common portfolio company of ours, a company called Rank, that's actually shipping their product a lot faster, leveraging AI in my conversations with the CTO. And in the conversation, he asked me a question that, Kola, if you were 25 today, without access, by access he meant a good network, without a lot of capital, but access to the internet, what would you do? And my answer was a bit interesting, and I'll share it again because I think it's a great answer to the question that you asked. I said, I will basically spend an inordinate amount of time on the internet becoming an expert in some of the more cutting-edge technologies, and AI will be the first of those technologies, right? And you can do that with the internet today, actually. You don't need to go for a master's anywhere or go abroad or jackpot abroad. You can do that here in Lagos, right? And side by side that, I would document what I'm learning because, and I'll do that by either writing a blog or shooting videos and uploading to YouTube. Because what you're doing when you do that is you're basically building distribution, right? And when your talent sort of gets to the point where you can build a product, that product now matches your distribution. Back to the question, the point we made earlier about distribution. And so, look, I think there is an incredible, it's a technology that can be viewed as a leveler, but can also be viewed as an unfair advantage if the people in the room don't take advantage of it.
Excellent stuff. And I mean, if the US sneezes, everybody catches a cold, right? So we have to talk about the bubble that affects all, right? We've seen the typical tech bubble with companies like pets.com causing the dot-com bubble and the crash.
The eventual crash.
And the eventual crash. We've had people decide that is this a bubble or not, because if the bubble starts from the US and European more developed markets, obviously it hits us.
Yeah.
We've seen Anthropic, I think, going out for the IPO close to $1 trillion, and same with OpenAI.
Yeah.
What, from a venture return standpoint, right? If we take a fund and an investor view, you probably need to 2-3x their value to return meaningful capital to investors.
Yeah.
What kind of profits and unit economics need to happen in those markets for us to see a return? I was watching a Masayoshi Son interview, and he's still very bullish. He says there's no bubble, and he says that the size of the opportunity is the size of the global GDP. So what are your thoughts on those comments?
So first off, I was opportuned to be in the same room with Mr. Son about 4 weeks ago at the Milken Institute conference in LA. And his energy is palpable. You can almost touch it. Like he was literally on...
So like, what is he seeing that we are not seeing?
I'm like, what is this guy seeing that, and I get it. So I belong to the school of thought that believes we are, in fact, not in a bubble. And I know that's contrary. And I actually think we're in a bloom, and by a bloom I mean the birthing of a new horizon and a new sort of an inflection point for the global economy. However, there are some spots of what looks like a bubble, and I'll explain why I said I don't think we're in a bubble. So the last time we had a real bubble, the dot-com crash that you mentioned, you literally had companies that had no products, had no revenue, talk less of profits, IPOing. Right? And that's what led to that crash. I mean, today, to be honest, if you look at whether it's the OpenAIs of this world, the Anthropics, the Microsoft that is now, becoming an AI giant, NVIDIA, these companies have real products that are being adopted by real companies, right? And, I mean, the industry today, you see, there's revenues in the billions of dollars, right? So I don't think that is the classic definition of a bubble. Now, there are elements of bubble-like behavior. You know, for one, for instance, I think it's a little concerning that you have what is like a very incestuous relationship. Basically, there's what, like 10, 12 companies buying and placing orders from each other.
Correct. Buy from me, I buy from you.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I mean, you place an order from me, I invest in you, you know. I'm not saying anything onto what is happening, but that's what it looks like. And then, you know, in the venture ecosystem, we've seen some really, really outrageous valuations that are not close to reality. I mean, I'll talk about, let me bring it home to ventures platform. So we recently saw an announcement of a company that was building a model using for African languages.
Sure.
And we passed on that investment because we just couldn't square up the valuation, right? Well, they had a TechCrunch announcement recently because they managed to raise the money.
Yeah.
A part of me felt, Kola,
FOMO.
you've been a little bit of FOMO. Are you being too prudent? But look, I think ultimately, you know, you have to take it on a case-by-case basis. I think there's going to be winners and losers. There's going to be there's going to be lots of casualties and there'll be lots of blood left on the dance floor. But I think ultimately you are going to have some incredible companies built on the backside of this, this what looks like a bloom that some people call a bubble.
So we are calling it bloom. So we should change this topic.
We're
No bloom.
rebranding it to a bloom. The AI
Pipelines,
bloom.
profits, and a bloom. I think we have NIDA in the room, and we have representatives of governments in the room.
Yeah.
How should we start thinking about data privacy, data governance, indigenization, and how are you thinking about that, and what advice do you have for folks in the room and practitioners?
So look, I see a couple of faces in the audience of our friends in government and, you know, folks that we trust are on top of things. And I want to just commend a lot of what is already happening, to be honest. I mean, there is an incredible project that is now ongoing to build a fiber ring around the country to expand connectivity.
Bluechip is working on that.
And I know Bluechip is a partner in that project. I think that project would be incredibly transformative and really, really deepens the market that you're all building companies for. So that's an important starting point. However, I think, you know, a couple of weeks ago, the chairman of the Fed in the US called an emergency meeting. I don't have all the details, but basically it was around the risk of a new model that I think was released by Anthropic, I think.
Yeah, Mythos.
Yeah, the Mythos model. And the idea was, look, guys, this thing is so advanced that if a bad actor leverages it, it can cripple our financial ecosystem, right?
Correct.
And so, look, I think in the last year and a half or 2 years, we've seen a rise in, you know, speculated and in some cases reported cyber attacks. And I think AI just really accelerates what's possible when a bad actor has access to technology. And I think that for me is the biggest risk. That for me is what I hope our friends in government can pay slightly more attention to.
Okay.
Apparently, it's easy in some quarters to get access to, you know, data on people in a part of the world, and I think that's a grave danger.
Yeah, sure. We've seen a lot of attacks even on financial institutions, government institutions, and
so how do we strengthen that? How do we sort of improve sort of the compliance and the cybersecurity of institutions that hold public data? I think that becomes an important priority.
It's a challenge for us and it's a challenge for people in the room.
Correct.
I know many people and many founders. How many people, who here is the founder of a startup? Startup founders. Rosanna, I see your hand up. Are you a founder of a tech startup? So
I actually had a couple founders come talk to me, so there's a couple in the room.
So there are a couple in the room. And I know they were excited when they saw your name on the nameplate.
Like they were excited when they saw your name.
Sure. But then the thought to themselves is, I'm going to listen to caller,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say to myself, what parting word, you talked about if you were building a company today, what you would do. So as a final note, because we've run out of time, is you're building a company today, AI startup, AI enabled, or just a venture startup that is going to leverage AI. What are the things that they should look out for? What are the things that they should be prepared for? I always tell people that I will never invest in a founder who has not invested in themselves. So you have to take a risk on yourself before I take a risk on you.
Yep.
So what are the things that Ventures platform would look out for, and how can they reach you? Or reach Ventures platform?
Well, look, I'm always investing. My email is k@venturesplatform.com. Email me, like I respond to emails because I'm in the business of allocating capital, right? But I'll say just one thing actually, Olumide.
Okay.
I think there's a self-limiting belief that to access investment, you need some kind of unfair access. And I'm seeing it more and more now, and I think that's because we live in a country where unfair access is
The name of the game.
is the name of the game. I mean, you said that, I didn't say that on your stage. However, that couldn't be further from the truth when it comes to the venture industry. I don't care who you know, where you're from, or who sent you. I care about a great idea that has great distribution and that can make a ton of money. Because at the end of the day, all I care about is making a return on my investment. As well as, I mean, I don't want to harm the environment. I care about Nigeria. I'm very passionate. I'm a nationalist, so I wouldn't invest in some crazy thing that would cause problems, right? But my North Star is this a great founder building a great company that can become really big? Well, can I trust them with my money? And I think founders need to extract that self-limiting belief that you need to know someone. It couldn't be further from the truth. So yesterday, Tech Cabal announced our investment, and again, we did it together in a company called Mika. Some of you might have seen that. And I saw a funny tweet this morning, basically that, because it's a very famous founder, he raised easily. Couldn't be further from the truth, man. We spent about 3-4 months doing due diligence. Like, we literally dragged this person through the cleaners before we made an investment decision. So don't limit yourself by your self-limiting beliefs. We're constantly looking for great ideas and great founders. And I check my email, k@venturesplatform.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, caller, again for doing this. See you next day.
Once again, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Olumide and Kola. Very enlightening conversation there. And there's still so much to discuss. Gentlemen, do you want to take a step forward so we can get the group picture together? I'm tempted to just bring everyone and the speakers on stage as well. Roseanne, I'm so sorry, forgive me. I meant to do this grand build-up for you, but let's get you on stage as well, just to take a quick picture with them very quickly. How are you? If you're looking forward to hearing from Roseanne, let me hear you make some noise. First time in Nigeria, if I'm correct. And we're going to give her a Nigerian name. That's what we do here. Dr. Aristotle, please join as well. Because it's a very busy day today. So don't be intimidating us now. Wait till we do 10,000 steps. Okay, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So how many of you are ready for the freestyle? DJ, let's get the lyrics up very quickly. Just raise up your hand so that I know you're ready. Don't be shy. Your talent is within you. Is within you. So anyone wants to attempt, let me know where you are. This is it, man. This could change your life. You came here for AI, but you left with talent. So we'll play the song. If you can give a freestyle on the soundtrack, let me know. How's everyone doing this morning? Hello, how's everyone doing this morning? I need us to wake up and ginger, all right? We are definitely the future. The AI conversation is happening across other continents, and we are definitely not left out of it. In fact, I gathered very recently, and those in the tech space know this, a lot of the raw materials that drives the technology, that drives the AI, you'll be surprised, is from here in Africa. So we have every right, not just to even be at the table, to create our own table and have our own conversation. Look to your neighbor and say, the future now. The future is now. Our next speaker is a respected digital transformation strategist, public sector leader, over 20 years of experience shaping policy, innovation, and institutional reform. He currently leads stakeholders partnerships that advance Nigeria's digital economy and innovation ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have him in our midst. It is one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments. So if you're not in the AI space, you won't understand this, but he is a man who is championing our cause, and he has been doing it for over 20 years, meaning that before we even knew our alphabets, this man was already pushing the AI narrative. Please, let's give a wonderful Bluechip welcome to the one and only Dr. Aristotle Onuma as he gives his speech and welcome address, our keynote speaker today. So please, let's show him some love. I'm watching you. I can just walk up to you and give you a free goodie bag for no reason. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Please, can I get a goodie bag? For no reason, I'll just give someone. Please, let me have a goodie bag. People think I'm here to play. Can I have a goodie bag, please? Give me a goodie bag. All right. So before we get into that, also wanted to mention that Dr. Aristotle Onuma is representing the DG of NITDA, and of course is speaking here in his capacity as well. Once again, a round of applause to Dr. Aristotle Onuma.
Yeah, thank you very much, MC, for bringing that to the fore. As you rightly said, my name is Aristotle Onuma. I'm here to represent the Director General, who is unavoidably absent. He has specifically asked me to convey his apologies why he couldn't be here at this very important occasion. In fact, this particular event is very, very, very dear to his heart. He personally conveyed this message to me to let the organizers understand that he would have loved to be here, if not for slight, what will I call it, say he's just recovering from malaria. So let me just make it open. That's why he couldn't make it. So please, I'm here to represent him. I'm here to speak on his behalf. Even if I'm wearing his tag, Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, who is well known in the industry as a technology enthusiast, as also an innovator himself, and also perhaps I will call him a digital entrepreneur who has shown so much passion for the industry and has brought great transformation, not only in the office where he occupies, but also in the entire digital economy industry. So here am I today to make a presentation on his behalf on this keynote. So I could say that once again, I have this privilege I'm really, really honored and also super excited to be in this gathering today, looking at the conversation that is going on, even for the fireside chat I've just listened to. Just great, very, very enlightening. And I want to say to Kola, who he said that he's hungry for an investment, I want to tell you that we have a Builders Festival coming up on the 13th, 11th, 12th, and 13th of August. And in that Builders Festival, we are assembling close to about 50 startups who has actually trying to solve Nigerian problems. It's a corporate innovation pattern that we're adopting. We have asked various industries, various organizations to submit whatever their problems are through our portal, so that those investors, those young people, those young entrepreneurs who has passion to deliver, who has passion to make changes, can also look at those problems and provide solutions to them. By that 11th, 12th, and 13th, they'll be showcasing their products, what they have done in terms of trying to solve those problems, and also looking out for those who are interested in investing in them. So, Kola, you are invited on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Those who are hungry, as much as you are, to put your money and get them excited and take them to the next level. That's what I need to say before I start this my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, I'm super excited to be here. This particular conversation couldn't have come at a later time than at this moment. Why do I say that? The theme itself is very timely. Timely in the sense that AI conversation has actually moved from just being a mere discussion. It's no longer a fiction. It's no longer in the laboratories, laboratory for a discussion. It is at the point of adoption. It's at the point of transformation. It's also very consequential. Consequential in the sense that whatever decision that conversation and decision we take in this room is capable of changing the trajectory of economic growth, capable of changing the trajectory of social interaction, capable of changing even productivity and even the way we live our life. That's why it is very timely, and that is also very consequential, because all that we can say is that the future is not only now, the future is just with us. Technology. Okay, thank you very much. The slides I couldn't show. Thank God I have a spare that I want to use. Like I said, the future is not in a distant time. The future is right here with us. And this future we're talking about is powered by data, is powered by various algorithms, is also powered by computing power as well as human ingenuity. I want to share with us a little story about two farmers. Two farmers, both of them, their intention and their application, or all that they do is to go to farm, and all that they are looking for is to have a great harvest. Now, these two farmers, number one, the first one relies on his native intelligence. He has had similar first experiences. He has been practicing in that particular arena for quite a number of years, and that has been passed from generation to generation. Whenever he wants to make a decision, he looks at the weather. And when the cloud changes somehow, he now says, oh, it's like it's going to rain. And based on that, he uses his intuition to make his planting. Whatever he feels about, he uses that feeling to be able to take decision on what he wants to do about his farming. And at the end of the day, he will struggle. At the end of the day, he will also have some products. And at the end of the day, even if he wants to sell, he will require a middleman that will help him to sell. But we have a second farmer. Now, this second farmer, he uses AI-generated intelligence. He has his smartphone, or he has his phone, and in that his phone, he could use it to assess market values, assess intelligence from the market, and he could also use it to make sales. Not only that, he uses satellite imagery to be able to have soil, have data about the soil. He does a precision farming. And at the end of the day, both farmers they are all committed. Both farmers, they are all interested. Both farmers, they want to have harvest. But now, what has made the difference? Technology is what has made the difference. And this technology we are talking about is not only applicable to farmers, it's across all sectors. It's across in the financial sector, it is across in the health sector, it's across in every other, even in the manufacturing sector. It applies again to education. It also applies even to every sector of the economy. And any nation that leverages this technology effectively will not merely improve productivity, but will refine its competitiveness. So if you are going to remain in the trajectory of, even if you're going to remain in business, if you're going to remain as a nation that is going to be focused on productivity, then this particular technology, I call it, is amplified intelligence, artificial intelligence. It becomes an important factor in changing the narrative and also helping us to move from the point where we are and to the next step where we need to be. And what has it done to our economy? And what has it done to general individuals? And artificial intelligence has become a leveler. Because if we had missed it in the first, second, and third industrial revolution, then we must not miss it at this particular time. Because it's a leveler and gives everyone opportunity to play its own role within the context of economic growth. Now, within the world segment, we know that artificial intelligence is actually causing an unprecedented revolution, both in human interaction and also in economic growth. According to PwC, the artificial intelligence itself has the capability of increasing the global GDP by approximately $15.7 trillion by the year 2030. And that's quite massive. And that makes it the single largest commercial opportunity of this our generation. McKinsey, in its own research as well, also postulated that between 2.6 trillion and that of $4.4 trillion of new jobs annually in terms of economic productivity can also be added to global economy. Not only that, the World Economic Forum also said that artificial intelligence will create millions of jobs, millions of new jobs globally. Now, if all these analyses are real, as have been postulated, then we'll have a responsibility. There's a question before us today as Africans. There's a question before us today as Nigeria. Will we merely consume AI technology developed elsewhere? Or will we become creators, innovators, and leaders in AI economy? That's a question I believe that the conversation we are going to be having here today will provide a guided answer to. As Africa, as we all know, the greatest asset that we have is not the land, it's not the petroleum, but it's the people. Now, a country of almost 1.4 billion, we close about 60% as youths. A energetic youth entrepreneur has a very big asset. And if that is our asset, even if we drill down to Nigeria, it's the same thing. That Nigeria, a country of nearly 250 million Nigerians, with almost 60% to 70% of its population being young people, that is a factor endowment. It is beyond the land, it is beyond petroleum, and it's beyond what any other thing can talk of as an asset. It's an asset that we can leverage to change the narrative. It's an asset that is for us to create the future that we deserve. It's an asset for a continent like Africa, even for today. Now, we have the talent. We have the ambition. We have the problems that can inspire innovation. You know, sometimes we consider problems to be a disadvantage. But I can tell you, where the problems lie more, that's where the innovation lies more. And in Nigeria, as much as our problem may want to be, it lies critical opportunity to change the narrative and critical opportunity to also have a part to play in the innovation cycle. Increasingly, we also have technology. Technologies are available. Adaptation and adoption becomes an imperative issue that we must do. The challenge we have today is to connect these elements at scale. And that's why our investors that are here, our innovators that are here, have the opportunity to take advantage of that connection. Artificial intelligence presents the opportunity for this connection to happen. What of Nigeria as a country? We have a unique advantage. We also occupy a unique strategic position. The transformation that we have today can happen in a twinkle of an eye if we follow through and adopt the artificial intelligence in a systematic manner, in a manner that it connects to the industry. Being Africa's biggest, largest digital economy and a home of the continent's largest pool of digital talent, our country has a responsibility to lead. And if that leadership is going to take place, the conversation we are going to have here today will shape that narrative. Nigerian startups, as we all know, are deploying AI solutions in every sector of the economy, both in the financial sector, to improve crop yield, to enhance medical diagnosis, optimize logistics, and also both in transport and to support even language translation. I listened to our brother who was doing the fireside, he talked about large language model. I can tell you that NIDA, in partnership with Awari, have developed the first indigenous large language model, if possible, in Africa. And that is giving a leeway and giving a platform for other transformation to take place within the AI economy. Again, we talk about improvement in our educational outcomes. Access across the innovation ecosystem, young Nigerians are solving local problems using global technologies. Now, the next breakthrough in AI could come from someone who is in this room. Only you need to do is to show the desire, the opportunities are available, the platform is there, take advantage of what you can see, and change the narrative. I drill it down to our own here in Nigeria. What are we doing as a country? And what are we doing as an agency? Now, you all agree with me that a few years ago, the country assembled close to about, or more than 120 experts across the entire globe who invested their time, their energy to develop the national AI strategy. Now, the approach was a bottom-up. Bottom-up is that they considered the peculiarity, they considered the culture, and they considered everything that is very, very unique to our own identity in building that strategy. So that strategy is a strategy that is localized and also having a global relevance. And what is our vision? Our vision is to be a global leader in harnessing this transformative technology through innovation and also ensuring that it is responsible, it is ethical, and also it is also inclusive. That is the vision. And this vision is anchored on three important goals. Number one is economic development, economic growth. Number two is social development. And number three is that of technological advancement. And this is also anchored on 5 strategic points. And this strategic point includes ranging from AI infrastructure, AI ecosystem, and also responsible AI and ethical AI. Now, having said that, has there been any progress along the line all this while? In the last 3-4 years, since this strategy came into place, it has helped the government itself to invest in training close to about 700,000 Nigerians in every form of AI sector. And it also helped to attract investments into the country, especially in the area of data center, in the neighborhood of $1.8 billion. It didn't stop at that also. It has also helped in the increase of startups who are interested in AI, to about 120 of them who are passionately interested in AI as a result of bringing into place the strategy itself, giving a direction, what Nigeria stands for, and what the country stands for, especially in the area of AI development. We didn't stop at that. NIDA as an agency is focusing on 3-pronged areas in trying to ensure that we adopt, we want to build the right kind of infrastructure and also ensure that AI is mainstream across the government circle. And what is that? Number one is talent. NIDA is also investing seriously in the issue of trying to develop talent. Now, what did we do in that respect? Now, if you are privileged to see our strategic roadmap and action plan, now we have the vision to ensure that we have the vision to ensure that Nigeria is made an IT-enabled nation, fostering inclusive economic development through digital innovation. Now, that is our overall vision. And this vision is anchored on 8 strategic pillars. The first pillar is to foster digital literacy and cultivate talent. Now, what are we doing in that area? We have the vision to ensure that 70% of Nigerians are digitally literate by the year 2027. Now, having the vision and without a corresponding approach of implementation becomes a wasted effort. So what do we do to ensure that that vision is realized? We go into partnership. We are partnering with NYSC, for instance. NYSC have their presence across the 774 local government areas. And we are training each batch, each stream of NYSC, we train 80 digital literacy champions. Now, these 80 digital literacy champions, in a year, we train close about 240 digital literacy champions who now remain in the area of primary assignment in their own local government. So at the end of the day, we target at the end of the year, we will have trained close about 10 million plus, who are those in the informal sector, those maybe who are doing little businesses, and those who are doing one thing or the other, especially those who are in the informal sector. So when we train that 10 million, in 3 years, we should have trained about 30 million people within the informal sector. Now, we didn't stop at that also. We partnered with Ministry of Education. As it is today, you can find out, as it is today, the Nigerian educational curriculum has adopted the National Digital Literacy Framework as part of its curriculum. So what that means is that when you enter primary 1, until you get to finish your secondary school, digital literacy has become a curriculum in Nigerian educational system. We didn't also stop at that. We also partnered with NUC to ensure that digital literacy becomes part of the curriculum in that of university education. So the GST courses in universities are now being made to become like a digital literacy course. Now, we have started a pilot scheme in a Nasarawa State University where we are partnering with Cisco to ensure that digital literacy is part of the curriculum of that of the university. So at the end of the day, by the time you finish your year 1, you will have been empowered and you will have been digitally skilled to be able to practice and contribute your own quota within the digital literacy segment. That's what NIDA is doing at the moment, especially in the area of building talent. Again, we have the intention also a part of this area that we are working also is to ensure that we have the right kind of environment. That means policy becomes very critical for us. Now, in the area of policy, what do? We do what we call co-creation. And our policy is developmental regulation. That means we do regulation to empower. We do regulation to create markets. And we also do regulation to ensure that innovation is not stifled. And through that co-creation, we came up with what we call the Nigerian Startup Act. That Nigerian Startup Act is already in phase, ensuring that startups are recognized, startups are labeled, and also startups are created a platform to access funds. And that's why when we have the opportunity as much as this, we let the people know that such things are in existence, take advantage of such initiative, and assess the incentive that government is providing with respect to that of startup. We're not also stopping at that. We're also interested in that of adoption and responsible use of AI. And that is a very critical aspect of the AI strategy. So we want to ensure that once AI is going to be used, we must use it in a responsible manner. That is one area that NIDA is coming big and doing as much as it can to ensure that the concept and the idea that AI has come to take over our job is completely dispelled. But I need to put a caveat. AI can only take over our task. So if you're doing a task and you refuse to upgrade your skill, then be rest assured that AI is going to replace you. But as long as you are upgrading your skills, to meet up with the requirement of the day, then AI has not come to take over your job, but it has come to help you, come to support you, to ensure that your job is done more effectively and also and give the right kind of result. My time is fast spent. I'll soon end. Conclusively, we must move from consumer to creators. Now, the greatest risk facing Africa today is not that AI will advance so quickly. The greatest risk is that Africa may be moving so slowly. And that's why we need to wake up as a people. And for those of us in the room today, we must understand that we must become creators of intelligence. We must invest in African data sets. We must support African researchers.
and we must develop African AI models. We must build African innovation ecosystem, and we must ensure that AI reflects African realities, language, culture, and aspiration. Before I leave the stage, I want to throw this to us. As we gather here today, I want to call all stakeholders, to the government, who are sitting there now here. Now, accelerate the adoption of AI in our various agencies. For us in NIDA, as an agency, we created what we call the AI Transformation Plan. Now, the AI Transformation Plan has led us to redesignate even job titles in our own offices. Now, if you come to our office today, you will discover from the gate, as you're going to, your interaction from the gate is already AI enabled. If you're dropping a letter, it's already AI enabled. So that's exactly what we want to encourage the government that are here today to create the enabling policies to ensure that AI is used. Now, to the industries, we want to call upon those who are in the industry, invest in innovation. Put your money in innovation. And for the academia, advanced research. And to the startup, do not be afraid. Build boldly. To the investors, please back transformative ideas. And to the young Africans, don't fear the future. Create it. Before I leave, the future is not something that happens to us. The future is something we can build. Every generation is remembered for its defining moment and achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that an African we want to see is where AI drives economic prosperity. An African we want to see is not merely participating in the fourth industrial revolution, but helping to lead it. The future is not tomorrow, the future is now. And as we all gather together, I want to make a final call. As an agency, we have the passion, the desire to always collaborate, because we believe that collaboration is the only way we can massify impact. And in partnership, we can build collective intelligence. So on that note, I want to invite everyone that is seated here, both the innovators, the entrepreneurs, the young people, the young Africans, come, let's join our hands together, and let's build a digital Nigeria for a digital Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One more time, can we celebrate Dr. Aristotle Onuma for that charge? Very powerful. Thank you. And I completely agree that the future we would like to see is a future where AI is driving economic prosperity for Africa. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And of course, some things that AI can't do, which is the passion. AI can't produce passion, and that was a very passionate call to action. Thank you very much, Doctor. Appreciate that. I wanted to quickly reward you before I hand you over to Mojibade Shosonya. There is a gentleman in the house, Samed Aziz. Where are you? Samed Aziz, if you're here, just stand up. Samed Aziz, where are you? Okay, please come forward. Please, a round of applause to Samed Aziz. Are you wondering why I called up Samed Aziz? Aziz, run, no, it's a big hall. You have to run. Run. So congratulations to Samed Aziz. The hashtag, the Bluechip Data and AI Summit 3.0. How you doing, my brother? Come now, come here. I won't back. How you doing? Do you know why you're here? Did you post something on Instagram?
Yes.
That's why you're here. So congratulations to you. Well done. Don't look inside. Look inside tomorrow. The future is now. Congratulations to you. So please use the hashtag Bluechip Data and AI Summit 3.0. Don't put the point, just 3.0, so that we can track you. We're rewarding randomly today. We need the energy up. We see a lot of enthusiastic attendance here. Please, there is space to my right, which is the left of the hall. If you're at the back, please feel free to come that way. We have loads of seats also in the foyer as well, food and drink for everyone. So please make yourselves comfortable, all right? Mo, what do we have?
Thank you. If you look at the screen now, you'd see a QR code. So if you'd like to, not if you'd like to, we're imploring you to follow us on socials. This QR code will take you straight to our social media pages. So please scan and follow us on social media. And remember to use the hashtag, let's make the conversations happening here trend. So if there's anything that jumps at you from any of the conversations, it could have been from the fireside chat, from any presentation, from the keynote addresses, or even from the panel conversations, make sure you tweet, you post, and talk about it. Let the world know what is happening right here at the Co-Convention Center at the Bluechip Data and AI Summit. Now we have a presentation coming up next, and I'm particularly excited about this because there's going to be some revelation that you'll find out very shortly. But to deliver this presentation, I have the honor of inviting on stage the Chief Executive Officer of Bluechip Technologies. Please make welcome Mr. Kazeem Tewogbade. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And as he makes his way on stage, for those of us online, our online community, great to have you with us. Welcome to the third edition of the Bluechip Data and AI Summit. Just drop an emoji of, or the flag, where you're from or where you're watching us from. Just drop it in the comment section. Let's know where exactly you are in the world. This is a global movement originating here from Africa. And of course, the future is indeed now. Once again, MD, co-founder Bluechip Technologies, Mr. Kazeem Tewogbade.
Good morning, Africa. I want to continue with the protocol that Tope has started. I'm very thrilled to find so many people in this hall. It energizes me to, go back to, to Bluechip and begin to see how we can even make this event much bigger, more sustainable in the years to come. Once again, thank you very much for coming. Basically, 18 years ago, when Olumide and myself started Bluechip, we were basically looking at creating data services, data and AI services for different organizations. And was basically looking at different tool sets, right? Because we've got the know-how, we've got the expertise, and we'll go from one company to another company saying that we can help you build a very strong and robust analytics platform. And we were using different types of tools. Yes, the customers were seeing results, they were seeing values, and then we started growing. That has taken us from when we started to this time. But a few years before now, we started thinking that how do we productize some of the experiences, some of the expertise, some of the software assets that we have used to deliver values to our customers. And that started in earnest. We started creating a lot of smart solutions that are helping our clients to catapult the values that they get. Not just in terms of the values, but also in terms of the time, not just in terms of the monetary value, also in terms of time to value, time to market. And indeed, in that vein, I will be talking more about the products that we have in our portfolio. And you definitely see how we think, not just as a player in the IT sector in Africa, but people who have a lot of foundational mindsets that whatever that is created anywhere in the world, we can also create it in Africa. We are challenged, all right, by what is happening positively around the world in terms of AI and software engineering, software development space. And we are saying and we are working hard, always pushing the envelope to ensure that we remain at the forefront of innovation in data and AI space in Nigeria and in the rest of Africa. Once again, thank you so much for attending this event. I'm very, very happy seeing a lot of people attending. So our proprietary product, our thinking is bifurcated into two. The first is looking at, okay, since our expertise has been much around data, and we've got a lot of software assets around building data ecosystems. Why can't we look at having solid and robust products that can accelerate time to value to our customers? And then we have what we call data ecosystem. These are all the products that we've got within the data ecosystem. We've got BDP, we've got Cribro, and we've got Bluechip. At the same time, businesses need to operate effectively. They need to operate within the confines of regulatory framework, and they need to do that, speedily. With that, we also considering a lot of things around the ecosystem, the business operations ecosystem. And these are the products that we have from Bluebridge to Cash Complete to CEM, and then the Blue Edge. Now, the common layer to all of these things that we've been building is the intelligence fabric. And we've started doing this even before AI, became this prominent, because we felt that autonomousness, robustness, optimization, having predictions are quite important. Whichever business processes or whichever data product that you're trying to create. And then we have that layer that supports everything that we do. In that layer, there are a lot of assets, there are a lot of IPs that we've developed that are helping us to accelerate development or innovation, across the two ecosystems. So what I'll be doing going forward is to, spend, a few minutes on each of the product sets that we have. The first one is BDP. We call it Bluechip Data Platform. This is our North Star product. Last edition, I unveiled this product, and from that time to this time, we've had much advancement, and we've got a lot of customer success stories that we can share. It's a data platform. Anytime we talk about AI, it's not very different from when we started talking about data analytics, because at the end of the day, everything rests on data. Okay? So if you say garbage in, garbage out was very important, years past, even now it's now much more important. So AI is not going to, help us to escape from the data management practices that we need to install and practice, and ensure that we internalize in our organizations. So for that, we think it's important that we create a compelling platform that can help us to manage our data life cycles, from ingestion to transformations to analytics to, to building AI models, to doing a lot of AI operations and optimizing all the processes that lead to insights to the customers. So that is why we felt that, yes, BDP is very, very, very important, and we've been accelerating a lot of, advancements, all right, on that product. Now you will see that in one of the customer sites that BDP is running, we're able to ingest and process over 150 billion events in a day, just using 25 node cluster. So that's very, very, very remarkable. Even some of the competing products, out there, some of them don't do as much as what this is doing. So I mentioned things around data governance, data management. We've seen so many, implementations of data warehouses, the data lake houses across markets, across segments of customers. And it is quite inherent that we find data problems, data quality problems everywhere. So how do we solve this problem? We say, okay, fine. The best way to do that is to innovate a product, a solution that would help the customers to manage, their data life cycles better, manage data quality, put some governance layers and do a lot of automations around, around data, data rights, digital rights access. And this is what Cribro gives us. Companies that have implemented this have seen, tremendous value in terms of data management, data lifecycle management, data governance, data quality improvement. Because basically, we feel strongly that what you cannot measure, you can't manage it. So we've created an index. We call it Data Quality Index, DQI, and we measure that, over time across different dimensions, so that at any point in time, an organization can see how they are improving or, regressing when it comes to, data quality. We have a number of, banks, telecommunication companies already running on this. And the platform that is running on can also be BDP. BDP is more foundational, is like a database, more or less, if I can put it that way. And then we are stacking on it, different products, different value sets that deliver benefit to the customers. Yes, this is very key to us. We call it Blue Prime. We wanted to make the name to be a bit numerical because it deals with a lot of data crunching, and specifically for banks. All right. I know there are a lot of bankers here. There are a lot of IT people in here. Finance people as well. There's what we call MPR. Many bankers will resonate with that. That is management performance report. Every day, bankers would like to come and see that, okay, as of yesterday, this was my profitability position. This is my balance. This was my balance sheet. All right, and I can drill down. I can drill across. I can see all the numbers behind the headlines, and then from there, I can take certain decisions, quite speedily. Banks usually are structured around different SBU hierarchy. You've got divisions, you've got groups, you've got teams, and at these levels, you can see your profit and loss. You can see your balance sheet, and then you have all the account officers can also see the breakdown of what they are contributing. You can see your customer profitability. You can see account profitability. You can see things around risk, assets. You can see a lot of things. All right, and that is what Blue Prime, gives. However, now if you're seeing all of these things, and it's not motivating any sales force, actions, it's not driving any sales operation, then I would say that it's just one part of it that you're doing. Yes, you've got insights, but with Blue Prime, we're trying to instigate actions. Yes, you've seen insight, but yes, let's act. Let's see the gaps and then let's act. And that's why we've overlaid sales operations management on the base performance management solution. So account officers can see we have some AI engines, basically, within the product that can say, okay, you have not visited this customer. This customer is very, very promising. You need to go and see the customer. And these are the terms of, engagement that you should have. These are the kind of discussions you have, with the customer. So it's more like an AI assistant, all right, that is overlaying this, informing whoever, maybe a team lead or a group head or a divisional head, going to see a customer and, having a good context, all right, to drive, to drive value. So that's Blue Prime. Of course, we are always going to be measuring against certain targets, certain, budgets, and what we have to do, or what we were doing before was to say, okay, give us some Excel sheet of your target, and then we'll load into the system and start comparing against that. But that's not optimal, all right? It's not optimal at all. So what we started to do was to create a budgeting module. Budgeting module will allow you to bring in your budget items, all right, and it aids the process of budgeting, all right. You can see how your numbers are being cascaded down across different SBU units, and then you can do a lot of what-if analysis. You can do a lot of multi-dimensional analysis before you even arrive at what your final budget will be, is. And you can have several versions of the budgeting, baselines. So that is in a nutshell what Blue Prime is doing. And I'm happy to announce that it's been seeing a lot of, growing attention by different banks across different markets that we play in. Well, Cash Complete, though this is for any cash handling business, really. But we've seen that banks actually, use this more, okay? And, I think I've got some time. Let me quickly tell you about some, story behind this product. We were working in a bank, and the bank was constantly having issues around customers going to different branches, and there would not be cash. All right, so they do some they have some cash allocation to branches. They kept it on some spreadsheets, and over time, that wasn't giving them, some good predictions. And then, the cash levels that they were maintaining at different branches were not sufficient, to meet the customer demands. And then they approached us. This was many years ago, before, AI became this thing that we know now. So, okay, fine, we can help you build, some smart, predictive, models that can adequately, with about 95% accuracy, tell you, what the cash level requirement will be across all your branches. Not just branches, your ATMs, all your different cash points, even at the teller point. And then we did that, and yes, we had a huge success. So next thing for us to do, okay, let's productize it, all right? And that's how, Cash Complete, came to be. SEM, we call it CEM or SEM. This is Customer Engagement Management Solution. We are running this for about 6 or 7 organizations right now. This cut across different industries. It's a sparse solution. Let's think of it like this, right? You've got a data warehouse. Data warehouse has given you a lot of segmentation. It's giving you a lot of insights. Because you gather data across all your streams, and then you say, yes, this is this customer. You've known the customer. You can personalize the customer, all right? And then the next thing is, how do you engage this customer? So this is like an engine that helps, marketing team to target customers with offers, all right? It's not, I won't say it's a CRM system on its own, but it just helps to engage customer through multiple channels, all right? Whether WhatsApp, whether SMS, whether email. It has all the engines that you can use to create all the templates you need, all the engagement templates you need across different channels. And then you can even it has a profiler, all right? What I mean by profiler is that you can graphically select your targets. And when you select your targets, something must have run the model behind the scene, and then you have a product, and you have a data set, and from that data set you can create different profiles that you want to target. All right, and you're doing that without going to meet IT. You have all your data already, is there prepared for you, and trying to engage the customer, doing follow-on conversations and everything. It's all in this product. Customers that have invested in this product have seen significant improvement in their targets, outcomes. Now, let me briefly talk about Bluebridge. Now, Bluebridge is a new one. People in the Nigerian market will understand the reason behind this. NRS wanted us to start looking at e-invoicing. So it's a national deployment. All organizations must comply with certain invoicing rule, and then you have to, get some API interfaces to validate your invoices, or even sign your invoices with NRS. And then we build the solution, because we are one of the few, partners that Nigeria Revenue Service has commissioned to play, in this space. But so we've got the e-invoicing solution. It's working. All right. We have over 50 organizations already that have latched on this, and the prospect is very high. But that's not the end. We have this. We have a number of these, businesses, especially SMEs, that are struggling to even create invoices. Many of them don't have applications that they can use, to manage, their sales. And then it's also creating gap, for the e-invoicing application. So we tried, to bridge that gap, by creating, something very smart for them that they can use to, to manage their operations. And that's where SME ERP, comes in. Well, Nigeria is entering a new, tax, regime. And, it is feared that, compliance will have to be much higher. And as organizations, begin to, plot their ways to become compliant, there are needs for some automation. There are needs for some, AI enablement that can even make you to have some self-assessment capability and say, okay, what can you give me best judgments? All right, what should I be paying? Put all the necessary input, and you have a robot. You have, a platform telling you, well, I think your exposure is X, your exposure is Y, and that's what TaxPal is bringing. So this forms a suite of products, and everything is so integrated that it delivers a very comprehensive value to the customers. Now, if I go back to my first slide, all right, you will see data ecosystem, you will see the business operations ecosystem, and you see an intelligence fabric. And that's where you can see intelligence fabric there, all right? We are beginning now as the next evolution for Bluechip. We are now beginning to see that there are a lot of assets that we already have that we are using internally to drive our data ecosystem or business operations ecosystem, but they are not externalized. All right? But this if you are able to externalize it, it gives us better value. It gives a customer more choices and, of course, more value at the end of the day. So in that thinking, and in the in this AI age, we felt strongly that there's some capabilities that are missing. And one of such capabilities is a text-to-speech platform. Right? That's a complete departure from what we have been building. So this is going to be a foundational LLM where we're going to train a smart model to be able to translate text to speech. And it's not just text to speech; it is text to Nigerian speech. All right? If I give you a text to translate to transcribe or to speech for me, I'm not expecting some American accent. I'm expecting a local accent that I can understand and even live with more. So in that sense, we've engineered a commercial structure, all right, that has given rise to the best text-to-speech model in the country. And we are expecting that we will take this to other, to other countries. And that is the big announcement I wanted to make now. Bluechip has acquired a text-to-speech model called YanGPT. So going forward, we'll be building and we'll be acquiring. So people that are, entrepreneurs, young, startup owners, should, expose their product and services for more investment and for, even buyouts. All right? It's all in the same, commercialization space. So let's look at what YanGPT is all about.
The Bluechip Data and AI Summit Hackathon is designed to find solutions to localized problems using localized data and machine learning algorithms. And that was what it eventually was able to solve. The first hackathon was in 2023. Sahid's submission was both technically impressive and concise. He was able to take both software engineering principles and machine learning principles, combining them together to create his solution. On review of his solution, it was very clear why he was a top contender in the competition, and pretty much that's what led to him receiving the first runner-up prize for the competition.
The hackathon itself was very intense. You have some of the top data scientists in Nigeria on the leaderboard, and you have to find your way to the top with pressure and under little time. You initially start off by not doing well, but then you have to check your notebook, add more features, and keep tweaking your solution until you find yourself at the top of the leaderboard. When my name was called on the prize giving day, it was so amazing because I had worked on this problem for the past few weeks, and then it was time to receive the prize. I couldn't believe it at first because I solved this inside my room, and now I have to go in front of thousands of people to receive my prize. And then the morning after, I woke up thinking that, well, I finally won an hackathon now, but I need to move from getting prizes at hackathon to building real solutions that affect real people and that solve problems. And it was that thinking and that drive that led me to start YanGPT.ai.
Hello everyone, my name is Kazim Teogbade, co-founder and CEO of Bluechip Technologies Limited. It is with immense pleasure that I invite you to the third edition of the Bluechip Data and AI Summit.
Pẹ̀lẹ́ gbogbo ayé, orúkọ mi ni Kazim Tagbade, ọ̀gá Bluechip Technologies Limited. Inú mi dùn láti pè yín sí Bluechip Data and AI Summit ẹlẹ́kẹta.
YanGPT.ai is a text-to-speech system that was trained on Nigerian languages. Think about Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, and even Pidgin. YanGPT was deliberately trained on our voices. I mean, it sounds like you, it sounds like your neighbor, it sounds like the guy that lives around the street, and it sounds like it belongs here. The biggest challenge I faced when building GPT was gathering data sets for African languages. I mean, we don't have so much data set representation, and I had to think deeply to figure out how I could create data sets out of non-popular African languages. The second challenge I faced was getting the model to respect African tones. I mean, African tones are quite unique. If you change just one tone in a word, the entire meaning of that word changes totally. And it took a while for me to solve that and get the model to respect those tones. The moment I knew it was ready was when I sent an audio from the model to a friend of mine, and he asked me, "Oh, is this not a real human being?" That was when I confirmed that GPT was ready.
From an AI services perspective, GPT fills a real gap. Voice AI is an interesting, challenging problem within the AI machine learning space, and GPT has already been designed to solve many of the challenges with it. It only made sense that we'll pull that in and extend its functionalities to meet the next demand.
It's a full circle moment for me. I mean, getting an organization that gave me one of the biggest wins in my career to back a product I built off of those wins. I mean, I can't even think of the right word for it. If I think deeply, I would say trust. Africa has about 3,000 plus languages, and I can't think of a better Pan-African organization that has the resources, expertise to help scale GPT from just the major Nigerian languages to a very important model in Africa's AI future. If you are somewhere with an idea in your mind, my advice for you will be just start. Take that step. Open your laptop. Attend the summit. I mean, when I attended this summit some years back, I couldn't fathom the amount of connection and inspiration I was going to live with. So my advice for you will be just start. Take that major step, and you don't know what life has in store for you.
How does it feel to be doing this with Bluechip?
It feels really good to be doing this with Bluechip. I mean, I don't think there's a better organization to do this with. Bluechip currently exists in 9 African countries, and they already have the enterprise expertise, and they've built a lot of applications for enterprise. So I think, in my mind, where GPT is intended to go, Bluechip has the master plan, and Bluechip is ready to take GPT to where GPT is meant to go. So overall, it feels really good to be doing this with Bluechip, and I can't wait to see where we take GPT to.
Good to have you on board.
So, Said Aziz was an hackathon winner in our first edition. And now he has become a solid creator, creating creating platforms for the future. So, Said Aziz, if you are in the room, please come to the stage.
Built a stronger team, yeah. Every fall made us rise again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we can do much better than that. If the governor of the president was in this house, we would all be shouting and applauding and clapping. This is the future. This is real. This is what the future is all about. And you're part of history in the making. I'm sure we can do much better than that. Let's make some noise. Let's celebrate one of our own. Let them hear it in all the countries in Africa, online, offline.
One vision, one future. We are Bluechip. We are blue. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
For those of you online, thank you once again for being part of this. Please feel free to share the conversation. YouTube, this is streaming live on YouTube. Bluechip Technologies on YouTube. So go over to YouTube and let people know exactly what is going on here. The future now, AI-driven transformation for Africa, and that is the physical manifestation of that transformation. A hackathon, the first version, a winner now. He's signing the big contracts. And of course, don't be surprised when you see him on Forbes lists in the next 5 to 10 years. Do I hear an amen? All right.
Amazing. I like the sound of the amen because it just tells me that we have good people in the room. You're not envious, you're not jealous, you're just really happy for one of our own. As I was watching that video, I was having goosebumps just because we were here, Oscar, at the first edition, and we remember when, Said was upstage. Said is me, Said is you. And so you can create. And I'm sure that his story has definitely inspired 1, 2, 10, 100 people in the room. So I hope that you realize that you being here is not just for you to pass time on a Wednesday morning and afternoon. It's for you to actually tap into that ecosystem and all the knowledge available and opportunities, limitless opportunities available for you to be a part of the AI conversation that we are having here, courtesy Bluechip Technologies. But I think we must also celebrate again Bluechip Technologies for giving us this platform. So please give them a resounding applause. We are producing world-class talents, world-class founders right here from Nigeria to the world. I mean, Said was in his room when he participated in the hackathon, and now just imagine where he's going. We can't even imagine.
We can't imagine.
We can't.
What I'm even more impressed is not the innovation, is not the technology, is the confidence with which he speaks. You know that this has been a long time coming. And talking about confidence, before we bring up our next keynote speaker, we have another Said in the house, but this time a rapper. Remember I told you that if you can, let me know. Do we have time more? Do we have time? Do you want to hear this person rap? Do you? All in favor, say aye. You are here for AI Summit. You want to hear someone rap. Don't you have something better to do?
No, but they still said I, which is AI.
AI.
So it's the same thing.
All right, so where are you? There's a young lady that came up. I told you when it's time. DJ, can we have the instrumental ready? Is she here? She said she's shy. Where are you? Okay, there she is. Please make some noise, clap for her. By the time she's done rapping, we'll pass it through the system and it will translate the rap to Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo. It's possible.
This is Bluechip Technologies Got Talent. Make welcome our first contestant, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
All right, so this is Hannah. Are we ready? Please don't make her afraid. Clap for her, encourage her. This is Hannah. What's your rap name? Please give her a rap name. It can't just be Hannah. I need a rap name. Anyone? It's a freestyle, I know.
Anyone?
Jay-Z no do past this. Eminem no do past this.
Bua.
Who? Eh?
Blue hand.
Blue hand. Honey. Honey. If you are just letting me open my mouth like I can't understand English. Honey tika.
Honey tick.
Honey. You know what? Wait, Hannah, because you people will not drive me mad. Are you ready? Please test your microphone just to make sure. What did you call it, bros? Hannah Nitika.
Hello.
You see my eye?
What can even I was weak.
All right, let's get the beat. This is a freestyle, unrehearsed, unprepared. Whatever the outcome, show her some love to Hannah Nitika.
Hello.
Are we ready?